Welcome back to another video from Mr. Week Gamer. Today I have a review of the MacBook Pro 8.1. It has a Core i5 2410, 2.3 GHz, 8 GB of RAM, a 750 GB hard drive, and of course a DVD drive. It is 13-inch, 1280 by 800 resolution. It's a non-IPS screen, so it's TN. It's pretty fast. There are some downsides to it, since it is a mobile device, a notebook. But yeah, I have this mainly for Final Cut Pro because I own an iMac, and an iMac, buy a new one was quite expensive. So yeah, if we open this young man open, well, we see my name, and yeah. The screen of this device isn't great. Yeah, it's very pixelated, even for the time being, since a lot of the devices around this size back then had a full HD screen. So yeah, Apple stayed behind on that. They now have a Retina display, but that one is much more expensive, and I believe it's driven by the Intel HD integrated graphics card, I think, which isn't a huge performance monster. So yeah. Yeah, let's log in so I can show you what's behind. It is a pretty nice device to have and use. Interneting works great and stuff, but it does need a solid state drive. I mean, a lot of the programs are meant for SSD, like Final Cut. Takes quite a while to start up. So yeah, if you want to see how long it takes before it started up, oh, here's a video. It's probably already loaded, but normally it takes much longer. So if we're gonna export, yeah, well, settings, Apple ProRes, 444, it is the best quality. Yeah, gotta take it. Yeah. Sound is fine. Alright, so let's see how long it's gonna take to export a video file from, I believe it's 30 minutes, 2 hours. No, it's not 2 hours. That's impossible. Yeah. Oops. So it's going to prepare, and here we see the progress. It's gonna share it. And this will take quite a while. It's probably gonna, oh, the rendering probably is gonna take a couple hours, which, yeah, could be better, but it is ProRes. So, and if you're gonna put this video away as a master file, you better not compromise it, because if you compress it, then and you put it away after a while and you want to re-edit it or do something else with it, the quality is degraded and you can never get it back. So that's a tip from me. But if it's about just putting it on YouTube or something, you could re-encode it in H.264, put it on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't have the greatest quality and most people won't even notice it. So it's not a world problem. Gaming on this device, I wouldn't recommend it. I've seen videos where they try to play StarCraft 2 and it was a disaster. Games need the dedicated GPU. Yeah, and Apple doesn't run that well with games. Most games are really optimized for Windows. And that's quite logical, since most people have a Windows PC, and, well, Windows PC, I should rephrase that, a PC that runs Windows, because every computer, at least desktop and notebook and stuff like that, is a PC. It just runs a different operating system. You could put Windows on this MacBook, so it's a PC, and if you put Windows on this MacBook and you're gonna play StarCraft, it will run quite a bit better than you would on OS X itself. And I don't know if you can see it, but since those couple of minutes, there was a short break from the video because the recording time was reached. It's still yet on 5%. I've put the adapter on the MacBook, so it runs a little faster. But yeah, it's probably gonna take a little more than just a couple of hours. And this of course is on the internal drive. You could be faster with an external drive, having another scratch disk. It will improve a lot, but not that greatly. So I'm probably gonna take out the DVD drive and put an solid state drive in there, and it's probably gonna be quite a bit faster. So let's close this, leave it open, I don't know. I don't have much stuff on it because this is the stuff I do the most on devices like this. Gaming is horrible, and as you can see, it's stuttering. So the GPU was quite in use. Here you see my specs yet again. 2.3 gigahertz. Yeah, it doesn't have USB 3.0 yet. A couple of devices after, which is a shame because USB 3 will be quite a bit faster. You do have Thunderbolt and Firewire, but Thunderbolt is a lot more expensive and Firewire is outdated. Yeah, USB drives would be a lot cheaper, so it would have made more sense. I don't know if it's a chip problem or something else, but on other manufacturers they included USB anyways, and it just works. So it's not an excuse from Apple. This MacBook OS X works with BlackBerry Blend, which is great because I do own a BlackBerry, which I can't find right now, but it's a nice device overall. The operating system seems to run pretty well. There are some things which are quite convenient in OS X, like stuff like the trackpad. I find it just way more useful than with any Windows PC or notebooks. Most of the time, yeah, I do use trackpads. Most of the times you have them with you. It's very natural with surfing and stuff, surfing the web. It's less convenient with stuff like editing. It's not as precise, and it's not smooth. So yeah, I'll be the person that puts a mouse on it. But if you have to use it, it's not a punishment. It could be a lot worse. For example, the Lenovo notebooks, they are quite terrible with the trackpads. That's been on record since quite a while. So yeah, but this MacBook, it's a nice device. And if you don't have a lot of money and you can get this for a good price, I would surely recommend it. But if you do have a lot of money, go ahead and buy a newer one, but it's not unnecessary. And since this one does have the DVD drive, the slot, you can add a second drive in there, and yeah, solid state drive on the main port, HDD on here, or vice versa. Doesn't really matter, I think. And you're good to go. It should be equipped with a lot more RAM. OS X uses a lot of memory, So yeah, you need your 8 gigs minimum, and well, it will do a lot better with 16 gigs. And let's see how far Final Cut has come yet. Yeah, it's still at 10%. It's rendering. Rendering most of the times takes a while, but on a mobile device it takes even longer. And without a second disk, well, you can add up a couple of minutes to that. So yeah, MacBooks in overall, they run quite hard. They throttle a lot, and I don't know why. I think it's because of convenience and in order to keep it quiet. But it runs really hard. I can't say anything else. It's the downsides of those Apple devices. Even the iMacs, they throttle. CPUs throttle, they degrade in performance, and yeah, it's not something to be proud of. And I hate that from Apple devices. I don't know if the same thing goes for the workstations, but if it does, then I wouldn't even call it a workstation, because a workstation has to be able to 100% 24/7, and it doesn't do that. So yeah. But in overall, if I would have to give this device a number, I think I would give it a 7 or a 6. The screen isn't great. The battery time you have is amazing. It's about 6 or 7 hours, but I would say 5 hours. Those numbers are always creatively made up. The keyboard, it's pretty decent for a notebook. It's small. I love this adapter, the MagSafe. Yeah, it's small, but I don't like the throttling. The screen is below average or about average, and yeah, it shouldn't have come with only 4 gigs of RAM. That's a pretty stupid thing to do, especially with OS X, which uses a lot. It's not future proof. So 8 gigs should be about the minimum. Yeah, so I hope I've informed you enough to give you quite an example of a MacBook. The same goes for the other MacBooks with the throttling and stuff, but they also have the upsides. The new MacBook Pro Retina does have a great screen. It's awesome, but that's an integrated graphics card. So yeah, I hope to see you next time, and yeah, leave a comment, and have a nice day. So I'm gonna let you hear the noise it makes. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's pretty terrible. It's terrible. And it's really hard already. I mean, it's rendering, So it's doing something pretty heavy, but it shouldn't get quite as hot. They should have made it to last and not throttle, because then you would have a better experience, would have more performance, because when those CPUs throttle, the clock speed or something, the clock speed will go down, and it will be slower. It's also bad for the battery. Battery lasts quite a bit. Yeah, it will degrade. So yeah, it should be much more better at cooling, especially for a company like Apple. But yeah, they're the kind of company that, well, more form than function. And I'm the kind of person that says, well, never form before function. But yeah. Have a nice day. This was Mr. Week Gamer.